All right. Okay, so as you guys know, we have a lot of LTOs launching. We have had a lot of LTOs launching for the last like 2 years. But we also have a lot of new team members. So I kind of wanted to use this as a refresher and then have this saved on our team page over on YouTube. So for any questions that come up later, you guys can reference this as well. So I'm going to actually use our Harry Potter. Well, it's our Harvest collection. And for the first time, we have a massive collection launching inside of the Harvest, which is Harry Potter. So if you guys have not seen that the Harvest collection brochures are now available to order in the Scentsy family store, you can hop on there and order them now. Or if you go a cheaper route and print from home or whatever you want to do, they are available under the Scentsy family store. So grab
I
those.
have a knife up here.
Just because shipping has been a little longer. It's been taking about the 10 business days. So just make sure you plan ahead for that to make sure they are on time, because all of that launches on the 1st of September. So that's going to lead me into pre-orders. Harvest collection. This is the busiest time of the year leading up to Christmas. So from now through, I'd say even December 20th for people that are local to you, or whenever your cutoff is for holiday season, it is going to be busy. So you want to make sure that you have everything set and planned and ready to go now. So I have my pre-orders started. I have Harry Potter separate from my Harvest collection, and I'm going to explain that and show you guys that in just a second. But I already have it ready to go because I'm planning ahead for September 1st. I want to have all my ducks in a row, everything ready to go, and I don't want to be scrambling at the end. Plus, these collections are all while supplies last. Oh, okay, I'm not sure who's on the Galaxy. It just says Galaxy S20. So I'm not sure who that is. If you log out, Rachel, is that you? I have a feeling that might be you. If you log out and try to come back in or call back in, that might work. But it is recorded, so I'll definitely make sure that you get it and it's shared within our group, and it'll be on YouTube as well. But I do have my Harry Potter and my Harvest collection separate. I have two completely different pre-order Google forms for that, because not everybody is a Harry Potter fan, and I want to make sure that I can connect directly with just my Harry Potter people. But you're going to see on the form that I'm going to show you, there is a section in my Harvest collection that inquires about Harry Potter and if they want to see that, so I can direct it to them. Another reason I split that up is because our Harvest collection it's big. There's a lot in it, which is a good thing. Lies, Harry Potter is everything it is. I agree. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? There's a ton of stuff in our Harvest collection without Harry Potter being added on top of it. So I don't want everybody to see that and get too overwhelmed. So that's the second reason why I split it up. So I'm going to actually share my screen now, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Now, there are other options and things that you guys can use to create these forms, these pre-order forms. There's Jot forms. I use Google just because I already have a Google account. And it's free. I do believe Jotform is free too. The one thing that I do like about Jotform that Google doesn't allow or doesn't do yet is you can actually take payment directly from Jotform. So if that is something you're interested in, there is tons of other trainings for that available. But I'm going to show you guys specifically how to use Google Forms. So you are going to need a Gmail account. It is free, so you don't have to worry about anything extra with that. You're going to go into your Gmail. Let's see, let's move this. Let's move you guys over here. Bear with me here. Okay, so this little box right here, you're going to click Drive. And once you come here, you guys can see that I have a couple of them already completed. I did Alice in Wonderland. I always do a new catalog request form. So I'm going to show you my Harry Potter. This one is completed already. And then I'm going to finish my harvest collection with you guys so you can see how I do it and how each of the buttons work. So this is what it's going to look like. Once you are, I'm going to actually go back over here. In order to even open this up, we're going to go step by step. You click new over here on the left side, and then you're going to scroll down where it says Google Forms, and you're going to click blank form. That's going to open up this form, and it will be completely blank, and you will get to edit and add whatever you want to it, make it completely personal to you and whatever the launch is that is happening. So this is just a header. Again, I'm going to show you how to do that. All of the information, if you guys, this will be recorded. I did share this in our group page so you guys can actually see exactly what it looks like. And then either use it verbatim or create it as your own. So I did just a quick little blurb about what's happening. I always ask for their name, their shipping address. I always tell them to include their zip code just because that saves me an extra step. For some reason, they just like to put their physical mailing address, like just their address. And then I'm trying to figure out the state and the zip. And it just saves me time if I make sure they need to include that too. Their email and their phone number. It's really important to get their email. That's how you can enter it into your workstation. I know you guys know that, or how you do your own personal emails. It's how you can connect to them. Phone number. My customers know for sure that I'm not going to just call them up and chit chat with them. Like they know that's not something I do. So I'm normally going to just text them or call them with any issues that happen. And then I will text them or email them when their order ships, along with Scentsy's confirmation email as well. And then the products in here, this is just with the Harry Potter collection. I'm going to break this down into how I do this and why I do this on our actual harvest collection form. Now I always add a custom order. This gives them the option if they want Harry Potter, but they also want, I don't know, another buddy to go with it because it's almost, it's people are thinking Christmas time. Give them the option to do a custom order to add onto it, because shipping charges, I mean, it's flat. If they're going to spend 50 or they're going to spend 200, they might as well just add it on there anyway. So they add that here. Now, a lot of times you'll see different forms shared by other consultants, and they always ask if they're interested in free and half off Scentsy. I always start straight for, are you looking for extra income? No matter what my Google form is for a pre-order, it will always have this question right here. Any interest in earning a little extra holiday cash? I don't go into anything more detailed than that. Short and sweet. I give them this gradient because that shows me, okay, if 1 over here is not at the moment, 5 is obviously yes, let's talk. But if they're at like a 3 or a 4, I'm pretty sure I can probably tilt them more closer to a 5 if I can connect to them. That gradient allows me to see that instead of like these check boxes here where it's just yes or no, because then that's just like open, closed, yes, no, there's no room for that extra nudge. So I always do the gradient. And again, I'll show you guys how to do that here in just a second. 2 options for delivery. Obviously they can pick up from me, and that does mean that is something I do. I make them come here to my office. I do that for a couple reasons. One, I want them to see that I'm here, I'm local, my hours are open, you can come swing by, it's fine. And my office is comfy. If they want to come hang out, it's available to them. And then ship directly. Okay. And then I do the, how would you like to pay? I like to give lots of options, but you're going to notice here that I do not have a credit card option. The reason I don't have a credit card option is because I am trying to get as much money deposited into my account so that at the end, when I do my closeout of my orders, I can just use one card, and that's my card. That saves me so much time. That saves me from having to worry about a card not going through, any numbers not sent correctly or taken correctly on my end. I try really hard not to take a credit card payment if I don't have to. Now, if they're very, very adamant on paying with a credit card, I will send them a PayPal invoice in that manner so that I can still have the money credited into my account and still only use one card. Launches like Harry Potter and the Harvest Collection, like Alice in Wonderland, things like that, for our Mandalorian, those really, really, really big hot commodity items, you want to get in and get out as fast as you can. So using one form of pavement to fill all that out is really the best way to go. And then every single form that I do at the end, I always say thank you, and I add some kind of personalized image here that connects to that product in any way, shape, or form that I can, because I want them to see they're really impacting us as a family. They're impacting a real person. This is not a storefront. And we're really excited about Harry Potter, so I could not wait to use this photo that we took this summer in New York. So it fits perfect. Obviously, if you guys don't have Harry Potter stuff, it's okay. Do what you can. Add a favorite warmer that you have, or it can be anything. It doesn't have to look like this, but if you have something that you can make it personalized like this, I recommend doing it. It's just one extra little touch. All right, so now we are going to go, let's go into the Harvest collection. Now you're going to see this one looks a little different. It's a little bare because I'm going to complete this with you guys. I want you guys to see step by step things that I do, how I add it in, and then any questions that you guys have, I will be able to answer for you. So let's start with the header. All these little buttons over here, what is it? What do they mean? What do they do? So this right here, customize theme. If you click that palette, you're going to be able to change and edit everything on this form. I leave everything as is except for the header. So this choose image, I will go, and again, if you don't have an image that you want to use, you have all these themes that you can choose from, but I have one saved from, I went and saved all of these images. All of these are in our workstation under your marketing tab in the host or the Harvest brochure. And then all of these images, these PNG images are in your workstation for you to save directly as well. So I downloaded these from there, and I think I'm just going to use this one. And then you just move it to fit wherever you want it to go and to look like. We'll just do there. You click done, and then it will change it. I don't know why that looks so blurry. Must be my internet. But that will load up, and that will be your header. And then the only other thing that I change and edit is the color. Do I want it to look like a different color? I mean, it really does. It can be whatever you want. But I like that. And then that's it. But if you wanted to change everything else, you totally could. All of this over here is totally customizable. Now, this little I button is a preview. Before I send everything out, I will show you guys my Harry Potter preview one because it's done. And then I'll show you this Harvest one once it's completed. This is what my customers are seeing. They can't edit anything. They can only add what is here that I need them to fill out. So this is what it looks like to them. So see on this end here, it's all in the rows that I wanted. If I wanted to move things around, I totally could, but this is what they're seeing. So it's neat. It's stacked. It's multiple choice. If they want one of each, they can choose that. And then again, everything through here. And then once they click submit, that's it. That's all. And then their response will be right here. You'll click responses. It'll say however many. And then once the launch is over, you can click this and you will no longer have anybody able to fill that out. That's really important because if you leave that open and people are going through and trying to still fill that out and get that out, you just don't want to tell them it's not available anymore. That kind of stinks. All right, so this is pretty much just copied and pasted from the brochure itself. And then I changed a few words just to fit more of my verbiage and what I would say, because my customers know how I talk. To add these sections in here, once you have this information done, you will click this add question and you'll see that it drops down and adds an entirely new section here for you to input another question. If you add one that's in the wrong place or you want to move things around, these little buttons here, again, you can move them around and put them wherever you want. If you add one by accident, it's super easy just to delete. Now, something that's really important when you're doing these questions and you're inquiring about this information from them, you want to make sure required right here is checked. If that's not checked, they're going to be able to fill this out and not complete it the way that you want it to. they could, let's see, down here with the, oh, I have to add it. You just want to make sure that their address, like if you were to go here and this wasn't selected, they could finish it without putting their address in, and obviously that would be a really big problem. So make sure all those fields are selected with required. Now here, I have all of these as checkboxes. You're going to see there are tons of different options for you to choose from. Short answer is like when you ask them their name. That's a short answer. My custom order, which I'm going to show you at the bottom here, is going to be a paragraph because I want them to have enough room for whatever they're trying to add and order, and they don't run out of space. So that's going to be for a custom order. Multiple choice or checkboxes, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm just really funny and OCD and I like squares over circles. So I choose the checkboxes because to me, it just looks better. You have a drop down option if you want to do something like that. Again, that's not really going to be anything you need to do as far as a pre-order goes, just keeping it simple. The linear scale is the scale for the how interested are you in earning some holiday cash. That's your 1 to 5, and it'll be the gradient as to where they'll answer on that. And then the others are pretty self-explanatory, but for right now, for just pre-order purposes, you don't need to know any of those. I went in and already did all of this just to save us some time, because like I said earlier, this is another reason why I split Harry Potter up from this collection, because our Harvest collection itself is stacked, which is awesome. But if I don't have somebody interested in Harry Potter, I don't want them just going through more. So all of this stuff, I pulled up the Harvest brochure. We can go to the workstation. Let's check this out. Again, I'm moving you guys all over the place here. And we're going to go to marketing. And then, oh, well, okay, well, let's go back to marketing. And actually, we're going to just do news. And the Harvest, it's going to be right here. And I just downloaded it. And what I did after that is I just moved it over to the side. And then I opened up my order here, my pre-order form, and I did everything in order. So starting with my Harvest, I went through and I was like, okay, and I just went straight down and got everything that I needed and put it right in here so that it was super easy to do. Now, I like to make sure all of my pre-order forms have images with them. I want to make sure they can see. Obviously, we don't have a whole lot of real life images. Real life images are the way to go with these, but pre-orders, you don't always get that. So Scentsy did provide us, like I said, with these awesome PNG files that we can use. So you're just going to load it up here and click right next. For the next one, you click the little image here, add image, go to wherever you have it saved. And did I not save? Oh, there it is. Now, something that I really like to do, and you guys can see over here that it is on, where is it at? They mention in our brochure about the tabletop base. And I think it's really special or really important that you also include that in your pre-order forms, because a lot of the times they'll see this style, but not realize people they don't read the fine print. They just don't. So I always put the option here to get the mini warmer tabletop base, but make sure you mention that the warmer is not included. So if you don't want to add that, that's fine. Make sure the image that you're uploading into your form is not the one with the mini base warmer. However, you can upsell it by adding it and giving them that option as well. So you guys are just going to go through and add all of those pictures, just like we are doing with the first two. Let's just do one more. And what this does, you can see now it gives them the option and it puts it in line just like the Harry Potter one does. So I'm gonna save us some time and not do that with the others. Now you can see here, it says custom orders right here where it says long answer text. that is the option with the, oops, right here. That's the option with the paragraph. If I did a short answer, they would be limited to like 2 lines, and I don't want to do that to them. If they want to shop, I want them to be able to shop. Now, the custom order is the only section that I do not have it required. And the only reason that is because if they're not custom ordering anything, I don't need that option. Feel free to put that, and then they can just put nothing if you want to make sure that everything is required. Now, right here, I have, would you like to see our Harry Potter collection as well? This one, I'm only going to do a yes or no. I'm just going to keep it simple because within my VIP group, my social media platforms, my email systems, they're going to know that Harry Potter is an option. So this is basically just for anyone who's referred to me. There we go. So I give them 2 options. And again, I am requiring this because I want them to know there is more and I want that answered. Okay, so now I'm going to add a couple more portions to this order form. I'm going to click this add question box. And then I'm going to put, sorry, guys. Sorry, Mom, love you, but God deny you. Okay, so this next question is going to be the linear scale. So of course, 1 is going to be, let's do the question first. How, you can come get the phone and call her back. Are you interested in extra holiday cash? Okay, and 1 will be not at this time. And 5 will be yes, let's talk. And again, I am requiring that. So it looks like this when you're doing it, but when you go on here to see it as if they're looking at it, it's going to be the 1 through 5. What's wrong, Gina? You good? All right, let's close that out. Am I going too fast, you guys? You good? I haven't looked at the questions yet, but I promise I will if there are questions over there. Okay, next question. How would you like this delivered? Oops. And we're gonna do just check boxes. And ship directly to me. And then again, we're going to require that one. Add another checkbox or add another question box. This one is going to be what form of payment would you like to use? And I'm just going to do check boxes. I like to give them options on this. Sometimes Venmo acts funny. Sometimes Cash App acts funny. Whatever the case may be, I want them to know they have options. So for me, I use NFCU direct deposit. This is what I always try to go for if I can. And I do recommend to put them in the order that you prefer your payment. And then they'll just pick however they want. What are other options? I'm drawing a blank. NFC, direct deposit, Venmo, Cash App, Facebook Pay, PayPal. And then I will, again, I'm not going to add credit card option on this because I really don't want to have to use multiple cards if I don't have to. Next one will be, I'll add an image. So let me show you guys how the very end of the Harry Potter, how I added Allie and Ava to that Google form. Let me get rid of this one. So you'll click here and you'll have these options here. You can add titles to certain things if you want. You can add in a little video if you wanted. There's all kinds of different options here that you can use to play with. This image right here, that image button, just for S&Gs for now, we're just going to do this because I don't have a picture ready for that yet. So you will, oops, I lied. What happened? I lied, guys. Hold on. Let's see, add here. Image. Is that it? I'm drawing a blank. Why does that not look right to me? That's not right. All right, let's see. This large, oh, right here, my goodness. Okay, so you're going to hit the add question and this button right here. That image there is where you're going to click. No, it's not. What is happening? Why is this not working for me? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to play with that because I don't understand why that's not. It's supposed to be a large photo. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because it's a little one saved. That's why. Let me try something real quick. Bear with me, guys. I want to make sure I'm showing you this everything correctly. I don't know what photos are going to be in here, but we'll just find one. Okay, so it was the sizing of that photo. So you will click the plus button, the add question, and then the add image. So that way you can put whatever image here that you're wanting to put that's going to incorporate whatever is launching, whatever product collection is launching at that time. So add your Harry Potter here. If you have a harvest collection or a harvest picture, a pumpkin patch with your family for the harvest collection launching, add that in there. Just whatever's personable for you guys. So I'm gonna delete that. And then that's going to be it. That's all that you guys have to do for the pre-orders. And then when you're ready to share it, you'll click send. You can email it, or you can click this button right here, which is the link. And then I always click shorten the URL. Someone sees this long link and that's just, it doesn't look appealing to click on and go through. So they click that, copy, and then you share that with anyone, everyone, anywhere that you can. So let me stop sharing that. Let me see these questions real quick. If you guys have any questions, you can unmute. Let me see. Melissa asked, what do I mean by custom orders? So what I mean by that, Melissa, is if they're looking at Harry Potter specifically, but they also want a 6-pack of bars that is not in the Harry Potter collection, they can add that 6-pack of bars to their Harry Potter order and just save on shipping. So, or if they want 2 of the Hedwig buddies, or they want 2 of the 3, the warmer, you can do multiple warmers, multiple bars, things like that. Was that helpful? Now, when it comes to pre-orders and entering them, that's a whole nother thing to talk about, but I'll touch on it briefly for a minute. It's really good to have all of these collected with a deadline. When I send payment in, and you can even put that on your document, your pre-order form, if you wanted to, you can have all of your payment collected by August 30th if you want. That way people are not leaving you hanging with no payment yet and just a big order sitting there waiting for you to be able to collect. That way, once you have everything paid for, that's number 1. Do not cover payment for anybody. If they're asking if they can give you a deposit, that's only if Scentsy requires it. Just like for Scooby-Doo, for the relaunch they did with Scooby, $10 deposit, later it comes off the final order. You don't do that, because these pre-orders that I'm showing you right now are pre-orders that we're doing on our own end. This work is to help save us time when it's time to actually order. It's preparing us to not be stressed out, but you need to have the full form of payment before you even submit the order. When you go in, create a mock party. If you have enough orders in there to have a party, create the party, get everybody's info in there first. Make sure you have their name, address, email, phone number, everything that you normally would have, and then put in placeholder items, things that have the same PRV. If it is a licensed product, like the buddies are normally like $45, but you're only getting like 35 or 40 PRV. You want to make sure that you are using the same licensed product with the same amount of PRV so that your host rewards are correct. And so your PRV is correct, because that could make or break a promotion. That can make or break incentive points. So you want to make sure all that stuff is lined up ahead of time. And that is something else we can talk more about. Maybe I'll do a live in our group page specifically for that. But if you guys have any questions when you're setting these up, if you have any now before we hop off, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But I hope that was beneficial for you guys. I hope it was a little bit easier to see how you go through and do it. Again, if Google Form is not what you want to use, you can use Jotform. It is complete personal preference. I just like Google because I already have Google for everything else. But do you guys have any questions? Anything at all? You're welcome, Sarah. Glad it was helpful. I will have this loaded to our YouTube page, and you guys will have this to reference anytime as well too. So I'm going to stop the recording real quick.